The champs win again. Treasure Beach is loving life in the league, and Portmore are held by a Harbour View. All that and more, including a fiery El Clasico and this week's Match Week 6 review show and Match Week 7 preview show. Yes, people, welcome back to JamPL. Our first midweek matches are in the books. You know, a lot of matches. What 5 on Thursday, 2 on Wednesday, right? And some crazy results will happen. And before we go anywhere, we're going to start with the earliest match of the round. We're going to start with the relegation 6-pointer. If you can call it that, it's a shame to say that about Dunbeholden. But Dunbeholden was at home, but rather at Stadium East against Limeall Academy. Dunbeholden, they knew it was a must win and they played like it. Lenny Hyde team felt the pressure, it seems, and they came out ultra attacking against Limeall and even got an early penalty in the early rounds. But Nelson missed it. But it never deterred him because this was all Nelson's show. This was a Nelson show today. He got 2 goals after that and all individually done. But let's get to the stats, because the stats are going to show how dominant Dunbeholden was in this game despite the close result. We'll look at total shots first. Dunbeholden had a massive 21 shots, while to compare to Limeall 7. Shots on target 12 by Dunbeholden compared to Limeall 4. And 2 yellow cards to 1 possession was 60-40. So yeah, it basically reflects the game, right? Limeall got back in it and made it 1-1 after Nelson opener, thanks to a penalty. With some people that say look a little soft, but they can't be tugging players in the box really. And they tucked away Limeall for the goal, but that's really all them really could muster, to be honest. Again, them attack looking like helpless. They need some firepower up there. In terms of Dunbeholden, this is how they started the season. This is how ferocious the attack was looking, but could not find the net much in the opening part of the season. And then the last 2 matches from the Portmore derby, they weren't really looking at themselves, and you feel like the pressure was coming to the players. So credit team for stepping up and realizing this is a must win and perform accordingly, because they really took out Limeall here to the cleaners. It should have been way more, and Nelson should have a hat-trick. But in the end, it was a good performance by Dunbeholden and a massive win. So kudos to them. We'll move on to the second game on Wednesday and the second game at Stadium East, which was Harbour View versus Portmore. This was billed as a top match, and in the first half, it really did seem that the teams were going at it. Goal came early this time from Peck for Portmore United, and a ball was floated across and then head on by Walsh, and then Peck took it down and took his chances. From there, Harbour View tried to fight back in the game, but Portmore seemed that they were the likely one to score in the first half, while Harbour View held on until the second half, where it was more Harbour View control the game and found the equalizer through Bradford in the 71st minute. This was also a game with a lot of cards. It was 3 apiece, 6 in total. A very physical game that never really went to the top billing as it should. It never get too exciting, and you see that Portmore probably ran out of steam in the second half. In terms of the stats, total shots 16 by Harbour View, 10 by Portmore. Shots on goal 6 to Harbour View, 3 to Portmore. So it kind of reflects that the teams were trying their best to win, but it just seemed that they couldn't find that innate quality to pull it off. But kudos to Portmore, they keep their undefeated streak going. In the last 4 games, they lost the first opener, but from then they've been undefeated so far. While Harbour View winless out of 5 games. What is going on at Harbour View? They just can't find the winners. I'm not sure they're having a hangover from the Caribbean Cup, but they need some points on the board quickly. But anyway, that was Harbour View versus Portmore. Again, it ended 1-1. To Thursday now, and to the big game that was on Thursday. To me, it was supposed to be the big game of the road, and I wish it was on TV. Tivoli was playing at the Stadium East complex against More Pleasant, and people, another game full with whole heap of cards. This another physical affair. You seen that More Pleasant came with a game plan to restrict that ferocious top 3 and informed striker Justin Dunn, because the game got very chippy in the first half. Right, a lot of cards. Tivoli were trying to keep up with More Pleasant, who controlled a lot of the ball in the first half, and they picked up 3 yellow cards by the 41st minute. More Pleasant never seemed to go be troubled by Tivoli, and they controlled majority of the possession and found the eventual winner by that guy again, Kimoni Bailey, in the 44th minute. Let's see how the stats say. Again, 1 goal to More Pleasant, 12 total shots by More Pleasant compared to Tivoli 5, 6 on target to More Pleasant compared to Tivoli 3, and again 7 yellow cards happened at the game. So yeah, More Pleasant was by far the better of the two teams in this game. A game that was seeing how far Tivoli was going to go. Yeah, a real test for Tivoli here, you know, to see how they can judge themselves against the elite. And them kind of come up short. It's not the fact that they went scoreless, it's the fact that it seemed that they never mustered most chances against More Pleasant, who control majority of the ball. But again, we spoke about this last time. Who can stop More Pleasant right now? They're playing without some of them top players, some of the players are just coming back from international duty. That they have so much debt, and then yet them can manage just good performances week in, week out. If they win against on Sunday, that would be perfect 7 from 7. Them on a roll. I can't see anybody stopping them right now. But again, the game ended Tivoli 0, More Pleasant 1. We'll go to the other game now. Cavaliers visiting Vere. A game where Cavaliers, it was a bit touch and go lately. Them not being them fluent best, but them need a win. Here, while Vere coming off a shellacking in Waterhouse, back at home, and they will hope to try to keep the defense piece together long enough so they can go the other end and score a goal. Well, in the end, they did muster the first goal. They mustered a goal by striking in the 50th minute, but saw a reply from Cavaliers' main man, Chanel Thomas. He finally getting back in the goals here. But the game went back and forth until the game opened up a bit and saw a goal from Calvin and Anthony in the second half. How was the stats though? According to the stats, Vere actually had a better play. 11 shots here to Cavaliers 7, and shots on goal was even 4-4. But they will take your chances, and Cavalier obviously have the better strikers right now, and they seem to use it to excellence as they now run out 3-1 winners in the Wembley Centre of Excellence. So Cavaliers back in the winning ways. Vere have some work to do, but they still should be away from the relegation centre. Then the other game, the other relegation 6 point of the week or the midweek, saw Molynes playing to Treasure Beach on the road after their impressive result in the last match week round. See this as a game they can and should win. Molynes should also approach it as a game they can finally get their first win of the season. And how did it end up happening? Why Molynes came out the stronger, you know, and managed to get a goal through there to Javane Brown. But Treasure Beach roared back, like he woke them up. The goal woke them up, and they returned fire in the 18th minute by J Hall. And in the 26th minute, you will see by far one of the best goals you will see all season by R. Smith in the 26th minute. And people, if you believe me, this goal you have to watch over and over, and then people are going to tell you so there's no talent or real skill in a Jamaica Premier League. Show them this goal, please. What a goal. It was the highlight of the round, highlight of the match. And honestly, it's not the stuffing out of Molynes, it's not the stuffing out of Molynes, who could recover and Treasure Beach roll on and finish the game off and see out the 2-1 victory. What was the stats like? 10 shots by Treasure Beach compared to Molynes 18, as they were really trying to get back in the game. 8 shots on target for Molynes compared to Treasure Beach 2, and from those two them score very good. So only 3 yellow cards in the game. So yeah, Molynes in trouble, in deep trouble. No wins all season. I think this is the second game against a team they feel like should be beaten, like Vere. They draw with Vere and now lose to Treasure Beach here. Treasure Beach though, keep the good time going. They should be feeling great and probably thinking this league thing is not that hard, right? They've really been quietly racking up the points, and if they can keep the home form going and beat the teams around them, they can easily start off relegation, which is good for the parish of St. Elizabeth, because a long time a team has not been here, so it's good to see Treasure Beach fighting. Alright, now to the nightcap, we'll move on to the El Clasico. That sees Arnett at home to Waterhouse. This game is basically Christmas come early. This was a very odd and weird game. I must admit, this game was the craziest drama we will see on TV. This game was crazy, guys, because Waterhouse started much better. From kickoff, Waterhouse was on a full attack, and they played a much better ball, and they were just sheer meters away from scoring first. And then out of nowhere, they just gifted Arnett and just gifted their number 9, Warner Brown, a goal. And then from there, the game completely changed. right? Arnett took control after that. And Waterhouse couldn't find but their shape or rhythm. And honestly, this was one of Brown's best game of the season so far. He was everywhere. He was linking up with Harbour and everybody, and he was really playing well. But what was going on is how well tactically Arnett was reducing service to Waterhouse' main striker Javier Brown. Waterhouse couldn't muster no creativity as Arnett looked to counter, sit back and look to counter. Nothing could be. Those Javier Brown got scraps, and there's a few scraps that he got in this balloon over the bar. It was very tactically masterclass by Xavier Gilbert to find Javier Brown isolated and cannot get the ball in this game. Until the 58th minute where the first madness happened in the game. Because this game saw 6 cards in the people. 6 cards. 2 red, 4 yellow. And none of the other team finished with 8 men. The home side finished with 8 men. It was crazy. Because from the 58th minute and then in the last depths of the game, they got 2 more guys with some daft play, got themselves second yellow cards and got out of the game. Waterhouse tried to muster by bringing an extra striker and see if they can get back in the game, but the defense held out and was well defended by Arnett to keep them locked out for the famous win. Another El Clasico defeat for Waterhouse. This is 5, if you count pre-season, this is 5 on the chart for them. So they must feel it like Arnett, Antonio Smalling complex is some voodoo going on there. So some guzu. We're going to finish it off now with a 3-2 by Humble Lion. Right? Humble Lion at home to Montego Bay. And it was a back and forth fun game to be at apparently. Right? Because this game wasn't broadcast. But 3-2 Humble Lion take the victory. Moby again having issues traveling. But Humble Lion see this as a good bounce back from the loss to Tivoli and play more and finish like they should. God, I don't know what happened in the last game, but they finally got the shooting boots on right here and corrected everything and get the much deserved 3 points. And they hopefully this can spur them on to possibly try to sneak into that top 6. But Moby, they need to try to find a way to pick up points on the road. Again, it's not easy. This is their 6 out of 7 matches on the road, or 5th out of 6 matches rather on the road. So something they need to find a way because it didn't work for them. But what a game this was, and it was to show the highlight of the midweek matches were so fun. But yeah, that was match week 6 midweek. We have to turn our attention to what's coming up to match week 7 on the weekend. It all start very early. Lime Hall will be at home again. This time we take on Vere United. Again, Lime Hall have to look at this match as another big must-win game. If they don't take up a win here, them have to go do something. I don't know what's going to happen to that team. Right? It's very early in the season, yes, but you have to win your whole matches to stay in this league. While Vere need to bounce back and see this as a perfect chance. So it'll be interesting to see how this one goes. Lime Hall at home to Vere United at Stadium East, 3:30 p.m. Then Dunbeholden versus Molynes in the second game on Stadium East Sunday. Dunbeholden should be fresh and feeling good after that victory. Their first win of the season probably should lower the pressure, and I expect them to play ball with much more carefree and might just run up the score on Molynes, who should be feeling the pressure. Winless so far in 6 games and in the relegation zone, and probably wonder where the next victory is going to come from. They could take heart that they battled in some games lately against the bigger sides, but Dunbeholden should win this one, honestly. It should be interesting to see how this one plays out. We have a big one here. Other matches now. Moby should return if everything is sorted out. It's not confirmed. If everything is sorted out with the special zone that's going on in Moby, they should be at home to Mount Pleasant. I can't see anybody stopping Mount Pleasant. Eventually they should play their worst game, but it seems even they play the worst game, they find a way to get a win. Mount Pleasant should be feeling at ease and itching to go. While Moby will feel at heart. So the one game they play at home so far, it was a victory against a tough opponent. So and they seem to believe that they do feel more comfortable at home, and they have to believe once more that Mount Pleasant just like any other team, and they can go on the front foot. I think if you sit back against Mount Pleasant, you're going to be in danger. So you have to take on Mount Pleasant toe to toe. So that's more pleasant travelling to Mobay. Waterhouse now, they will be at home to Molynes. Another interesting game. Waterhouse is a hot and cold team. You don't know where you can get from them. One day you get the front three flowing and the whole team playing so well, and then another day you get what you got in the game against Arnett. Them just look disjointed, no creativity, and can't connect passes. Against Molynes, who is also a bit hot and cold, but one thing you know Molynes is that they always give maximum effort, and their attack play is not, the build-up play is not bad, and if they can just go ahead and secure more goals in the final third, they will be in trouble. So it'll be interesting to see how Waterhouse contain and deal with Molynes. And finally, for the final game, Portmore now would take on Tivoli. Another interesting game. Tivoli was humbled by more pleasant, and they have to find a way when teams zero in on their top striker. How can they play off that and find a way to support him? But in Portmore will be a different scenario. Portmore is not scared of anyone, and you can see Portmore going at the front foot against Tivoli guns, and they will be interested to see how they handle their striker Walsh. But match week 7 looking forward. The matches have been great so far, and one thing I can say, and I think all fans can admit, that the quality of the league this year seems to go up another notch. Kudos to everybody involved for getting that done. The players, the coaches, the staff, and administrators. It's been great watch so far, and I hope it continues. But that's it for now. I should be back Tuesday review match week 7. Until then, keep it locked. Please subscribe and follow. You're watching JamPL Fan.